careful, keep it safe, and take really loving, good care of one another. The camera just turned on. Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see you all. We got our folks who are still rolling in for our Shabbat services here in person, but I want to welcome those of you who joined us on screen as well in welcoming this, the first Shabbat of the year 2023. Why don't we give thanks for the gift of being together with the words of the psalmist, Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for us to be all together in greeting the sweet restoration that is Shabbat.
Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad.
Please sing along with us.
Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad.
Hey, just your turn.
Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcoming in a few more guests. So one thing that I have sort of taken on for myself this year is to just take things a little slower. We've had so many years of just fast-paced, everything happening so quickly. And I feel like maybe we're in a point now where we can start to have that moment to just be. So I found this poem that I wanted to share with you all. It's called Walk a Little Slower. I think today I'll walk a little slower and breathe a little deeper. I'll leave my phone face down inside and give my eyes a rest to see beauty beyond a screen. I'll grab a light jacket so I can still feel the cold wind, hold your hand until it gets sweaty, and I'll let go, but I'll never let go. I'll walk below and between shadows and cut through the field, cross the streets when the cars clear. Today I want to find myself beneath the limbs of the trees and later on below a few million stars. Maybe I'll see a dog or bump into old friends, maybe both. I'm not counting steps or miles, but I'm just walking because for now, I can. I don't know what the future holds or if my days are long or short or, well, you get it. Maybe grief is around the corner or a missed call on my face down, phone back inside. In the morning, I'll sit a little longer and drink a little deeper. I'll watch the light make its way through the dark morning. The light always finds a way. And I'll remind myself life won't always look the way it does.
You'll turn to page 344. In gratitude, let us join in song for this opportunity to collect ourselves, to take it a little slow, to ease our way into this Shabbat evening.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadai.
Let's try it again. Let's hear you.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadai. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadai.
Your turn. Let's hear you. Shiru, shiru, l'Adonai, shir chadai. For the first time in the year 2023, the Sabbath bride awaits. We should not leave her waiting outside. Let's invite her in to sing and celebrate and to experience and rejuvenate like we are all here to do. You can find the words on pages 20 and 21, the first two verses on page 20, and then the top and bottom verses on page 21. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha, Ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad. Adonai echad hu shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nelcha, Ki hi mekor habracha, Merosh mikerem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Top of 21. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Ki ba'orech kumi ori, Uri, uri, shir daberi, Kivod Adonai alayif nila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikavela. If you're able, I invite you to stand and to face the entrance into our Beit Midrash. And in your soul's eye, let us welcome Shabbat the bride.
בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה,
גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 Standing is perfect. We are ready for our call to worship. Baruch Hu. You can find the words on page 28. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. In a moment, we're going to join together in Shema, and keeping with that sentiment of slowing it down and making a little bit more space inside you to perhaps push away a lot of that noise that is around you. The noise sometimes takes up a little bit more real estate than we ought to give it. And so these words, just to help you ease into Shema on this night, I invite you, if it helps, to close your eyes, to set aside all those other distractions, just to make room for the deep, soulful hearing, listening, that is Shema. If you listen, listen. If you listen, you will hear Shabbat descend from her distant place, gently clearing the air of the steady buzz of the mundane, gently inviting you to stillness, gently preparing the space for the arrival of holiness. If you listen, listen. If you listen, you will hear the arrival of luminous wonder, a radiance of glory that touches your heart, so that love pulses through your veins. The gates of your soul burst open. You run through them, skipping, singing, Maher Ahuv, hurry, beloved. How long since your hands touched mine? How long since your lips brushed these tired eyes? How long since I rested in you? Ki va moed, the time has come. The time has come to reunite, and tears of surrender, shimmering with the taste of honey, will pour through you like grace from God's ancient well. V'choneni ki me'olam, if you listen, if you listen, if you listen. I am here, I am now, asking when, asking how, only I, only thou, only one.
Fill my heart, still my soul, I am part of this whole. I will sing out my soul to the one.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai, Adonai, Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai.
Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam, Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai, Echad.
We're on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
As I wrote to all of you in the congregation earlier today, tomorrow we will make the transition. Traditionally, you read from the weekly Torah portion through Shabbat morning, and then when Shabbat afternoon comes is when you're supposed to begin your study of the following week's Torah portion. And so that transition this week will be a big, big deal because we'll be concluding our study of the book of Genesis this year and beginning our study of the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus, of course, is the defining story of the Jewish people. It will move from being a family story, as we've experienced through these first 50 chapters of the Torah, the book of Genesis, into being a peoplehood story. All of us a part of that story. And so to prepare us for joining in singing Micha Mocha, which comes straight out of that book of Exodus, a part of that story that belongs to each and every one of us, a part of that story that we tell around our Seder tables every single year. I want to offer you these words from the poet Muriel Rukeyser. High above shores and times, I on the shore forever and ever. Moses, my brother, has crossed over to milk, honey, that holy land, building Jerusalem. I sing forever on the seashore. I do remember horsemen and horses, waves of passage poured into water, all poured into journey. My unseen brothers have gone over, chariots, deep seas under. I alone stand here, ankle deep, and I sing until the lands sing to each other. We're on page 40. Lecha locha v'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, mi kamocha v'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh. Norat hilo osef beleh, norat hilo Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, okei hayam lipnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elianu ve'amiru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Ya la la. Ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la, ya la ya la la, ya la ya la la. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. If you'll turn to the supplemental page you received along with your prayer book, there in that bottom corner, the words of our nighttime prayer at this darkest time of the year. Let that blanket of darkness bring us warmth and not fear. Renewal, hope for tomorrow, so that when light returns, life returns to our hearts, to our souls, restored by rest, we will share our light with the world. Kivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom. V'ha'amidei Malkeinu L'chaim. Fros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings.
Shelter us beneath thy wings. Oh
Adonai, guard us from all harmful things. Oh Adonai, keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 If you'll turn in the prayer book to page 44. Shabbat is supposed to be a sign of love and commitment that we extend to one another. That's how God gets into the equation. We make our commitment to make of Shabbat meaning, not just to have it be another day in the week. And it joins in this covenant, which is for all time, connects us to one another across space and time, not just through this room, although deeply through this room, but to all those souls, loved ones, cherished friends, members of this community who we are carrying with us into this space. Loved ones who live far away. Loved ones who taught us to make Shabbat. Even those who are gone from this earth, but whose souls will remain forever. This is how we make our covenant with God. We call Shabbat. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת ויהי נפל. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
Invite you all to please rise. The Amidai on page 46. We'll join together in Adonai Sfatai Tiftach.
שפתי תפתח
ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai,
open up my lips
that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Our Amidah continues through page 62. It's an opportunity to pray the words in the prayer book or to reach within your own heart and soul for the words that reside there. You can feel free to remain standing or to be seated whenever you're ready. The great Israeli Prime Minister and Nobel Peace Prize winner, Shimon Peres, of blessed memory, he used to say that there are no hopeless situations, only hopeless people. And this was a guy who knew a thing or two about what we tend to call hopeless situations. There are no hopeless situations, only hopeless people, only people who choose to live without hope. As I wrote to our congregation a little earlier today, the conclusion of the book of Genesis, which we read on this first Shabbat of the year 2023, is really perfect for this occasion, because those ancient Israelites in the book of Genesis were a pretty hopeless situation unto themselves. You had to look pretty hard to see a reason for hope when Abraham is sent on a journey to a new land and given no directions. You had to look pretty hard to see a reason for hope when Sarah is told that she will bear the child that she has longed for her entire life in her 90s. You had to look pretty hard to see a reason for hope when Jacob was having dreams. Perhaps nightmares are a better description, as he prepared for his reunion with his brother Esau and the 400 men who accompanied him. You had to look pretty hard to see a reason for hope when Joseph was sold to those Ishmaelites and landed in an Egyptian dungeon, when his family was imperiled by a deadly famine, when their lives depended upon Joseph forgiving them for what they had done to him. The book of Genesis is the book of Shimon Peres. There are no hopeless situations, only hopeless people. And yes, this new year, 2023, arrives with plenty of good cause for our hope to be shaken, does it not? But we are not hopeless people. We have this turn of the calendar, a new beginning, to harvest hope and to convert it into reality in our souls, in our families, where we work and where we live, in this tempestuous country, and even amid the deep distress that we are observing in our people's ancient home. There is a great story told of the giant of Jewish self-striving, 19th century Rabbi Israel Salanter. One night, Rabbi Salanter's out walking, and he passes a shoemaker's home. And though it was very late, he could see inside the window, and he noticed that the shoemaker is still busy at work, working by the light of a candle. "Why are you still working?" Rabbi Salanter asks him. "It's so late, and your candle's going to burn out anyway, very soon." And the shoemaker tells him, "You know, as long as the candle is still burning, I can still mend shoes. As long as the candle is still burning, I can still do, can still accomplish, can still make things happen." Rabbi Salanter was famous for teaching other people how to keep growing. But it seems that he was the one on the receiving end of the lesson on this night. And we are the ones receiving the lesson on this night, this first Shabbat of the year 2023. As long as your candle is still burning, and it is, you can still do, you can still accomplish, can still make things happen, can still restore hope and bring change and heal mistakes and heal our world. Our usual litany of New Year's resolutions, they're kind of quaint. The real resolution is to be a hopeful person, even if necessary, in the face of what others might call a hopeless situation. What will you do in 2023? What will you accomplish? What will you make happen? How will you heal? Heal yourself and others. How will you be a source of healing in this world? Rows and flows of angels' hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them show. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. Oh, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost and something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life. I really don't know life at all.
Take this opportunity now, while our hearts are full of hope, we shine that hope onto others who may be in need of that healing, that some people may be feeling that hopelessness right now. But we do have that ability to bring hope into others' lives. So I invite you now to share names out loud of people you might be thinking of who are in need of that healing, be it of body or of mind or of spirit. I'll start here and take names. Thank you. Peachy. Thank you. We take all of those names into our hearts and hold on to them tight. Turn to page 253 for our Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikol a blessing, and let us stay. Amen. Misheveira ibotenu mikol habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Aleinu can be found at the bottom of page 282. If you're able, please rise.
Aleinu לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
Some words to help us prepare for the recitation of Kaddish, words not found in the prayer book. They're wrong, the scientists. The universe wasn't created billions of years ago. The universe is created every day. The scientists are wrong to claim the universe was created from one primordial substance. The world is created every day from various substances with nothing in common. Only the relative proportions of their masses, like the elements of sorrow or hope, make them companions and curbstones. I'm sorry. I have to get up in all modesty and disagree with what is so sure and recognized by experts, that there's no speed faster than the speed of light, when I and my lighted flesh just noticed something else right here, whose speed is even greater than the speed of light, and which also returns, though not in a straight line because of the curve of the universe or because of the innocence of God. And if we connect all this to an equation according to the rules, maybe it will make sense that I refuse to believe that her voice, his voice, their voice, and everything I always cherished, and everything so real and suddenly lost, is actually lost forever. As we prepare to recite the Kaddish this evening, we remember especially our longtime congregant, Joan Latt, wife of Herman Ladd, and our congregation's former director of education, Judy Aronson, whom death has taken from us in recent days. And we link their names with Jerome Adler, Tony Begovich, Rose Cooper, Stuart Robert Einstein, Rabbi Alan Freeling, Richard Giesberg, Winnie Hamburg, Claire Felser Hammerman, Ben Harris, Eleanor Braverman Hollenby, Harry Kaufman, Helen Keene, Lenny Kelton, Joseph Kleiman, Chet Lappin, Phyllis Lavitt, Rebecca Levy, Cyril Lichman, Robert Lodge, Larry Mantell, Gilbert Nathanson, Harry Rosen, Evelyn Schwaber, Rosalie Schwartz, Sidney Schlaferman, Esther Stack, Morris Stock, Barbara Rubel. Are there other names we should include? If so, please speak them aloud. We think as well, of course, of all those who we name in our hearts, and carry with us as well the memories of all those who have perished as innocent victims of violence in a world we must nurse toward peace. Holding them all close at heart, we say, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, the memory of the righteous is an everlasting blessing. As together we give thanks for the blessing of life with the words of Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 294. If you're able, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kariv imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, amen. May the giver of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us, and let us together say, Amen. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru
amen.
Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la, vehimru, himru, amen. Vehimru, himru, amen. Give it to us. Vehimru, himru, How great is the Friday Night Liftoff Band? A lot of love to these guys for helping to make a beautiful Shabbat for all of us. Because you can't have too much. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. You missed the whole service. What were you doing in my office? How'd you get a haircut? Oh. Hey. Shabbat shalom, baby.